So introductions probably aren't necessary, but just to be safe, tell me who you are, buddy.
Jack Jewsbury, midfielder.
Midfielder, Kansas City Wizards, Kickapoo class of, I always forget, 99. Yeah, glad to see you're in town again, working with the kids. Great turnout.
Yeah, it's great. You know, obviously I don't get to come back in town and help out in that sense as much as I'd like, so it's always nice to get back in town and see some familiar faces, and even working with some people that I remember from back in the day and their kids. So
one or two,
it's kind of funny to see how it all comes back around, but it's good to see the kids out there and excited about the game of soccer, and to see how much it's grown since I was their age.
You've had a pretty eventful summer. We the World Cup with all the crowds. The Wizards were drawing down there to the Power and Light. You got to play against Manchester United.
Correct.
What was that like?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I think, like you said, there was a buzz about soccer this summer that I haven't seen in my lifetime. With the World Cup, obviously the Power and Light District in Kansas City for the final and for the U.S. game, they had like 11,000 people in that little outdoor patio area. And then, once the World Cup ended, there still was a buzz because Manchester United was coming to town in Kansas City. We drew 52,500, I think, at Arrowhead in a game which we actually ended up beating Man U 2-1.
Okay, finishing the conversation, tell me a little bit about the play against Manchester United.
Yeah, so that kind of
anything stand out?
Where I was at, yeah. Obviously, when you line up against other teams, I'm used to the normal MLS guys that I've competed with for 8 years. And to see the likes of Ryan Giggs and Scholes and guys of that caliber, it was a bit different. But once you kick the ball and it starts to get in play, it's just as hard as it is to really gather and to think about it. It's just another game, and I thought the guys fared well against what was 8 of the guys that they used and started in Champions League games the year before.
It was an enjoyable game. It was very competitive. It was great to see MLS and the Wizards in particular. Now you guys are on a bit of a winning streak here, but once again we're chasing points at the end of the season.
Yeah, we've been in this situation the past few years where we've come on strong at this point of the year. Again, we had a rough summer, early summer, and now we're chasing points to really get in the playoffs. So we had a good win this weekend against New England, which we pretty much was do or die.
But you guys came through big time.
Yeah, so it was a good win. Obviously, we got some goals in winning 4-1.
Including your second.
Yeah.
Tying you for second on the team lead.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. We haven't scored a ton of goals this year, but hopefully we can get that going now.
You got a new stadium. You had the World Cup activity. What else? Why should we make the drive up to Kansas City this fall now? Schools start. Anything in particular stand out? You guys are gonna make it?
Like you said, we're in a chase to make the playoffs.
You're chasing.
I think it's exciting when we have Community America packed. As you drive up to the field, you're going to see the new stadium in the process of being built. That's very exciting, and that'll open next summer in June of 2011. So we actually did a walkthrough last Friday. It's just concrete and steel right now, but in terms of telling us what's going to be in there, and it's pretty amazing what our owners have put forth to bring soccer to Kansas City, and it's exciting not only for the players but for the fans.
It's a heck of a story. You've been up there now for how many years?
8 years.
8 years. It's quite a decade.
Yeah, it's my first few years, it was we were leaving, we were going to San Antonio, we weren't going to stay in town, and then all of a sudden the On Goal group came along and purchased the team and have made every effort to give us the resources to be successful, and I think the stadium is just going to be another big thing for the Kansas City
feather in the
community.
cap,
yeah.
Especially after the way they came out for the World Cup.
Exactly.
Well, thanks as always, Jack. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Kansas City Wizards, folks. Time to get out.